Welcome back to 242 Man. I am your host Raphael Thompson, and today we'll be doing BGCSE Test 2. I've already sent the questions out to you, so please work along with us and let me see your answers as we progress along. We will go pretty slow, so you can send me the answers on the live feed, and then at the end I'll give you a score. If you want me to display a score, just send me your name and your grade and the school that you attend, and I will say it on the next test, on test 3. Today I'll be working with Precious Price. She's our student for the day, and she will begin us off with number 1. Okay, Precious, read number 1.
Number 1 says, complete the table of values for the graph of y equals x plus 1 for values of x from 0 to 3.
Okay, go ahead, work it.
Okay. We are going to plug in for each value of x. As we can see, we have 0, 1, 2, 3. We're going to plug in each one of them for x. We'll write the equation y equals x plus 1. We're going to write it again. Y equals, the first value will be 0 plus 1. Now we can work this out. 0 plus 1 is 1. So y will be equals to 1. Now we'll do the second value. Y, let's write the equation. Y equals x plus 1. The second number would be 1. So we're going to say y equals 1 plus 1. Y will be equals to 2. So we put that in there. The other one would be 2. Y equals x plus 1 is the equation. We're going to plug in for x 2 plus 1. So y will be 3. So we put 3 there. Lastly, we'll use the number 3. We're going to write the equation y equals x plus 1. Y equals, we're going to plug in 3 for x. 3 plus 1. So y will be equals to 4. That will be our final answer.
Excellent. Okay, Precious, read number 2.
1 card is drawn from the set of 5 cards below and is replaced before another card is drawn. Complete the tree diagram.
Okay, so look at the tree diagram. You have 5 cards, one with a crab, one with flamingo, one with a crawfish, one with a sheep, and one with a lionfish. So for the first draw, you have flamingo. If you draw flamingo and flamingo, Precious will explain what you do. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're going to start with flamingo. And we can see that is drawn at 1 over 5.
That's the probability.
That's the probability of it being drawn.
Right.
The other flamingo, we multiply this by the other flamingo, which is also 1 over 5.
Okay,
so we'll take 1 over 5 times 1 over 5. When we're multiplying fractions, we multiply straight across. 1 times 1, 1. 5 times 5, 25.
Okay, put it in the
So
box.
our final answer will be 1 over 25.
Perfect. Okay, the next one.
So the other one, now we're going to do
The second branch.
1 flamingo to not a flamingo. 1 flamingo, the probability of a flamingo is 1 over 5. The probability of not a flamingo would be 4 over 5.
Right.
So we take 1 over 5, multiply that by 4 over 5. We multiply across, which will be 4 over 25.
Okay.
And we put that in the box, 4 over 25.
Correct.
The other one will be not a flamingo, probability of not a flamingo, and we're going to multiply that by the probability of a flamingo. The probability of a flamingo is 4 over 5. Not a flamingo is 4 over 5.
Right.
The probability of a flamingo is 1 over 5.
Right.
So we're going to take 4 over 5 and multiply that by 1 over 5. We multiply across, which will be 4 over 25. We put that in this box here.
Good.
Lastly, we have not a flamingo, the probability of not a flamingo, and we're going to multiply that by the probability of not a flamingo.
Right.
So the probability of not a flamingo is 4 over 5. The probability of this not a flamingo here is also 4 over 5. We're going to multiply that. Across, it's going to give us 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25.
Very good.
So our final answer will be 16 over 25.
Right. Now, Precious, there's a rule to make sure you have the answers correct. What do you have to do with the final answers?
When you reach the final answers, you will take each probability and you will add it up.
Right.
Now, when you add those probabilities up, it must be 1.
Right.
And that will confirm that your answers are correct.
Okay, so 4 and 1 is 5, and then 4 is 9. 16 and 9 is 25 over 25. Excellent job. Okay, Precious, number 3, go ahead.
Okay, a boat sails from Cape Eleuthera on a bearing of 90 degrees for 4 km or kilometers.
Right.
It then changes course to a bearing of 180 degrees for 3 kilometers to a point P. Calculate the distance of C from P.
Okay, so what we are working with is a right angle triangle. Go ahead, Precious, let's say you're going to solve it.
Now, as stated earlier, this is a right angle triangle. So we're going to learn the formula Pythagoras theorem, which states a squared plus b squared will give us c squared, or is equals to c squared. Now, we have CP, we have to find the distance from CP. This is also our hypotenuse. So what we can do is, we know that 4 squared, we could rewrite this equation, by the way, sorry. So we can rewrite this by saying a squared plus b squared can also be CP squared.
Right.
Okay?
Switch it around, put a CP to the front. CP squared
Okay.
is equal to a squared plus b squared.
Okay, you want me to
Put it
switch
to
it
the
around?
front, yeah.
Okay.
CP squared.
So we're going to switch it around. It doesn't change the equation.
Right, go ahead.
Okay. So we're going to find CP squared, but we know the two values for a squared and b squared. It doesn't matter which sides. These just represent sides. So we're going to say CP squared equals 4 squared plus 3 squared. These are our two sides that was given. So now we take CP squared equals 4 squared is just 4 times 4, which is 16, plus 3 times 3, which is 9. Okay? Now we're going to say CP squared is equals to, we're going to move to our calculator.
Okay, you can just type it.
Okay, we're going to type in 16 plus 9, which is 25. So now we have CP squared equals 25.
Okay.
Now this is not finalized because we have to make this by itself, and we see that it's still being squared. So to do that, we must do the inverse of when it's raised to a power by doing the square root.
Right.
So we're going to take the square root on both sides.
Right.
Once we do that, the square root, these will cancel out. Okay, we're leaving us with CP equals the square root of 25, which is just 5.
Okay, go to the calculator, do it for them.
Okay.
Square root of 25
So the square root of 25,
on the calculator. So we
okay,
can
so
make
if you
sure.
want to see, we'll do the square root of 25
Right.
is 5.
Very good. Okay. Okay, so put it on the line there for me.
Okay.
5 kilometers.
And 5, okay.
That's the hypotenuse. Very good. Number 4, go ahead, Precious, read it.
QR is a diameter of the circle SRP with center O. Find angle RPQ.
All right.
Okay, so we're finding the angle RPQ. The rule for this is that the angle any angle that is subtended by the diameter forms a 90-degree angle.
Right.
Okay, and as we can see, we have this box here representing that that's a 90-degree angle.
Okay, so write it at the bottom here for me.
So RPQ is equals 90 degrees.
Very good. Okay, number 5 and 6, go ahead, Precious.
Mike has 2 5-cent and 3 10-cent coins in his pocket. He takes out 2 coins at random, one after the other without replacement. 5. Calculate the probability that he takes out a 10 cents followed by a 5 cents.
Very good, you underline it. Go ahead.
Okay? We're going to look for the 10 cents branch, which is right here, 3/5. We're going to take 3/5 and multiply that by the 5 cents branch. 1/2 or half.
Right.
Multiply across. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 2 is 10, giving us 3/10. So number 5 would be 3/10.
Very good. Now do number 6.
Number 6 says, calculate the probability that he takes out 2 5 cents. The branch for 5 cents is 2/5, but he takes out 2. So we're going to take 2/5 and multiply that by the other branch, 5 cents, which is 1/4. We multiply across, giving us 2/20.
Okay.
We can reduce that. So let's just write it here for space. So we have 2/20, and we can reduce that by 2.
Right, it's 20.
Sorry.
Right.
Okay? Which will give us 1/10.
Very good. Okay, final question. Go ahead, Precious.
Use the coordinate plane to answer the following questions. 7. Give the coordinate for the tree. We're going to look for the tree image, which is here. But to find the coordinates, we will start with the x-axis, which tells us that the tree is on the 6. It's on 6.
Right.
Then we look at where it is at on the y-axis, which is 7.
Okay.
So with the coordinates, we'll write the x first, which will be, so we'll write 3 equals brackets 6, which represents our x-axis, comma 7, which represents our y-axis.
Okay, put number 7 to the front of that. 7. All right, do number 8.
Okay? Number 8 says, give the coordinate for the flag. So we're going to look for the flag. We'll start with our x-axis, which is at 3, and the y-axis, which is at 2. So it will be 3, 2.
Okay.
Number 9, name the item at the coordinate 7, 3. Now remember, the number in the front always represents the x-axis. So we'll go to 7 on the x-axis and locate 3 on the y-axis, which directly points to the boat. So we'll put boat.
Okay, number 10.
Finally, number 10 states that we should name the item at the coordinate 0, 5. The first number, 0, is on the x-axis. Okay? Now we go to the y-axis, 5, which shows us the image of a pineapple. They want us to name the item, so we will put pineapple. And that is it.
Okay, very good, Precious. Now, those of you who are watching, I hope you have your answers. So I want to see how many you got correct out of 10. And then I'll give you a shout out during the next BGCSE lesson. Students, now I'm going to allow you a few moments to write your name, school, and score for this test in the comment section. Then I will highlight you in the next one when we do BGCSE Test 3. And I'll give your name, I'll give the name of your school, and give your score. Remember, your score is out of 10, so you give 1 mark for each question. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Number 5 has 2 parts, 5 and 6. And then number 7, 8, 9, and 10 would go along with the coordinate graph. So at this time, I need you to give me that information so that I can highlight you. So go right ahead and do it at this time. And remember, each week I'd be posting a test for you. So I'd send the test in advance. You can work on the questions. Try to get some help at first. And then afterwards, by the time you reach to test 4 or 5, you should be able to do those tests on your own. Remember, these are just basic revision questions. So the harder ones would come later on. These are the easy ones that would help to prepare you for your BGCSE papers that you would be doing in the national examinations. So you should have posted your scores by now. So look forward to test 3 to hear your name and your score. I hope everyone gets 10 out of 10.
Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. If you have enjoyed it, thumbs it up. Please leave a comment, share with others, subscribe. Remember to hit the bell now. God bless you and see you in the next one.
That's a wrap.